Yeah, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the show. My name is Emilio Hernandez. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome to all the new viewers. And this is going to be my second video. And for the people that haven't watched the first video, I'm going to put the link down below in the description. And basically, this video is going to be about how I got off my weed habit. I don't consider it an addiction because when I think about addictions, I think about stuff like meth, heroin, that hardcore shit that if you don't have it, you go crazy, you'll do anything trying to have it. Well, if I didn't have weed, I just didn't have weed. I just wouldn't smoke and that's it. So yeah, let's get into it. So basically it started off like a bunch of people, like I think like most people starts off smoking weed in your like teenage years or like in high school. But thankfully, I never got into it while I was in high school because goddamn, I already had bad grades and shit. I already was like not so good in school. I'd be failing most of my classes. Like the only class I'd be like good at was math. So if I had weed back in the days, I would have fucked up school. I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't even have my diploma right now. So like, thank God I didn't get into that shit while I was in high school. And then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I'm like knocking it, but I don't even know anything about it. I don't even know how it really is. So let me try it, therefore I could like properly knock it, therefore I could properly hate on it. So I ended up trying it with some friends, and initially I don't think I really like went crazy on it. I didn't like it, I didn't dislike it neither, but it wasn't like a thing. But we still would smoke like on the weekends, like let's say like twice a month at the movies, at a party or whatever. But then some shit started getting crazy in my life. And for people that know me personally know that I've been going through a lot of problems at home. I was raised in a very dysfunctional family. Therefore, since a very young age, I remember I think the youngest I was is when I was 8 years old, I started getting OCD. And when I say obsessive compulsive disorder, I don't mean that like simple things where like everything had to be placed properly or everything had to be in line. I mean like my shit was deep, time consuming, and it was just heavy on the mind. Like for example, let's say I had to wash the dishes. It had to be a certain specific way, a certain amount of times, and that whole thing repeated a certain amount of times. But it would be with anything. It'd be with washing the dishes, washing my hands, when I would lock the door when I have to leave, when I would have to read anything like on the board or a book. It was basically with everything. So that routine became time consuming. And then I got diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder, which was pretty fucked up because I would have panic attacks. I'd be getting crazy anxiety like all the time for no reason. And then being a stupid young ambitious kid, I got involved in some stupid illegal shit that like was supposed to get me more money, and that shit just went left. And as a consequence, some shit happened to me that caused me to have post-traumatic stress disorder. So at that moment, I think that was the exact point where like I fell into the whole drug thing. It became a daily habit thing. Now that I'm completely sober, now that I have my therapist, shout out to my therapist. And matter of fact, I strongly believe that everybody should have a therapist. Even if your life ain't that crazy or not going through all that crazy shit, having a therapist has been so beneficial for me. Like, it took me a while. It took me at least 5 different therapists to find the good one. But now that I have the good one, it's amazing. She's been so beneficial for me. So it's now with my therapist that I'm able to like look back, analyze my life, and be like, you know what? At that moment, I fell into drugs so bad because I was going through so much shit at home. I was having a lot of mental problems. So that's exactly when I needed something to escape, something to numb my emotions, something to numb me out and just be able to go through life without dealing with the shit. And that's exactly when I fell into the weed very, very, very hardcore. So I'm now 18 and I'm now smoking like every day. Like I would wake up, roll up, smoke up, and then I would brush my teeth and wash my face. Like it was that crazy. And then it was every 2 hours. Every 2 hours I would have to smoke up. And I wasn't even smoking like a small ass joint. I was like Bob Marley ass long ass joints. Yeah, I went through that for years, just smoking on a daily basis. And I ain't gonna lie, it was initially, I had a lot of fun doing this shit. I had great times smoking weed with some friends or just being able to be introspective with myself. Cause back in the days when I would like smoke that hard, I used to preach about weed. I used to be the guy that was always talking about the medical benefits, the mental benefits, the spiritual benefits. Cause it is known that weed could help with a lot of things like insomnia, certain mental illnesses, all different sorts of pains and chronic pains. So I was using that as an excuse to make it okay to smoke like that. Back in the days, you could have not knocked me off the weed. I was so hardcore into the shit, defending the shit, smoking like crazy. I was knee deep in it. Like at the moment, if you wouldn't be asking me like, why am I smoking so much? I'd probably say like, cause it's fun. I wasn't aware that I was smoking because I was trying to run away from my problems. And that's been me all of my life, basically, running away from my problems. As much as it helped me and as much fun I was having, it was also bringing me a lot of negatives that at the moment I couldn't see. And the negative effects, for me at least, it was one, my motivation was dead. I really feel like if you smoke like I was smoking, like the quantities, that shit will kill your motivation. Like wanting to do better for yourself, wanting to go back to school, or actually like considering your careers and shit. I was literally on like autopilot, smoking up and just going through the day, and it was the next day it'd be the same shit. I was just living in a loop, basically. So it would kill my energy level because I'd be getting crazy downs off the weed and just smoking up, not doing shit, standing in front of the fucking TV, just binge watching TV shows and not doing shit with my life. I was going to work, but I wasn't doing shit to like evolve to do better for myself. 3, if people remember from back in the days, I got huge. I gained so much fucking weight. People that smoke or know weed will give you munchies like a motherfucker. Some people can control it. Some people don't get munchies like that. But me, I'm a foodie at heart, bro. Like everybody in my family goes crazy for food. Like that shit runs in my blood. I'm always thinking about food. So now with weed, with the munchies, that shit drove me crazy. Everything would be in quantities. Everything would be excessive. So like, for example, like one of the things that we would do with the homies was we would smoke the fuck up and then we would go to McDonald's. I think a lot of people would hit McDonald's when they're high, but I'll be going hard. And since I've been broke all my life, I used to order everything for the value menu. So I would get 3 McDoubles, 3 Junior Chickens, a motherfucking McFlurry, 3 apple pies, and a large Sprite. And that would just be like supper. Then I would have some snacks between that, lunch before that, a big ass breakfast before that. So I was just going crazy on the food. And 4, my pockets, B. Like I was spending so much money. Think about it. If you're smoking from like 8 to 10 joints a day, that's a lot of money. Initially, it went from like $300 a month easily. But then, with the years, of course, I started building a tolerance. I wasn't getting high anymore. While I'm smoking, I'm for sure getting high. But as soon as I would put the shit out, the high would wear off so quickly. Like 5 minutes later, I'm not even high anymore. So what happened? I started looking for better weed in the streets. Until one day, one of my homies approached me and he was like, yo, I got the plug. The only problem is that it's online. You gotta send your money online and you'll get it by the mail, and it's mad expensive because it's that medical shit. But me, like I said, being the young, dumb, ambitious, stupid motherfucker that I was when I was 18, I had already been through a lot of like internet scams. So back in the days, I was like, nah, bro, I ain't gonna fall for that shit no more. I've lost so much money doing some shit like that, so nah, I ain't going through that. But dumbass Emilio, a week later, I think I just went on the website and went crazy. For my weed connoisseurs, like you guys know, right? So we have indica, sativa, hybrids. On that website, any fucking weed that you could ever imagine smoking was on the website. From like OG Kush to like cookies to sherbet to Girl Scout cookies. Like all of the exclusive shit that you cannot find in the streets was on that website. And it's all medical grade. The only problem though, pretty penny. This shit was mad expensive. This shit was now $2.60 an ounce minimum. But my dumbass was like, you know what? Let's do it. Sent the money. And in my head, I was like, damn, bro, you just fell for it. You just sent some money for nothing. You just lost that $2.60. Lo and behold, 3 days later. Yeah, we got a package for Mr. Hernandez. What the fuck do you mean we got a package for Emilio Hernandez? Like in my head, it's like if I couldn't believe it that this shit was actually gonna come through the mail and it was the mailman that was gonna deliver my weed. That shit was like out of this world. So I opened the door, signed my package. He gives it to me. It's this box. Open the shit up, bro. It was the weed. And it was like airtight sealed, a beautiful fucking package. And it was the medical marijuana. Smoked it. Went crazy. This shit was beautiful. This shit was magnificent. This shit got me so high. And once again, I found my high again. It was great. So then that also caused another problem because I was already spending a lot of money. So from then it went from $300 to easily $600 a month. A month. Yo, I don't understand how I wasn't realizing that shit back then. I'm paying $550 for my rent. How the fuck was I paying $600 a month on weed? On weed. Like, I don't even want to think about all of those years the money that I could have saved that would be in my bank account right now, or that I could have went on a trip. I don't even want to think about that shit because that shit will drive me insane. But then with time, all of a sudden, I got a tolerance for that shit too. That shit wasn't getting me high anymore. So then I fell into some concentrates. And when I'm talking about concentrates, for people that don't know, there's wax, shatter, butter, all that shit, whatever you want to call it. It's like concentrated forms of weed, like oils and shit, that have higher percentages of THC. And that shit would get me high as a motherfucker. But that shit's even more expensive. So instead of $600 a month, I'm now at $700 a month. It was getting fucking crazy. And then all of a sudden, some shit started getting bad at home. Like, I started getting more problems. I started having more problems with my mental stability. And I was basically losing it. For the people that know me, I was going through crazy periods of not being able to sleep. I was using weed and all those concentrates to knock me out and just sleep. But it wasn't a healthy sleep. I would literally just pass out like in front of the TV or like sitting in front of the computer. But then all of a sudden, even that shit wasn't helping me sleep. So I went through periods of not being able to sleep at all. I'm pretty sure everybody has been through like 24 hours or 48 hours of not sleeping because of school, because they have work, because projects, exams, whatever it is. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have experienced that. But going from that to like 5-6 days of not getting a drop of sleep, bro, that shit drove me insane. It was so bad that I was starting to have erratic behavior. My brain wasn't functional anymore. I started getting violent, started hearing voices in my head. Like, shit went crazy. Shit started going so bad. I honestly thought I was completely losing it and there was no way back. To the point where, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I was suicidal. I was so suicidal. I just couldn't see how the fuck I was gonna get better. Then I had to leave work. Then one day the shit got so crazy that I ended up at the psychiatric hospital all of a sudden because shit was just very bad. I was getting in trouble with the law, with the police, with the security guards at the hospital. Shit got really crazy. The doctors told me, this shit is your rock bottom. Like, you should really reconsider your whole life. And at that moment, I knew that I just had to cut everything off. I had to just cut it off because I can't reduce shit. I can't be like, instead of just smoking every day, I'm gonna just smoke on the weekends. I can't do that shit. I have a very addictive personality. Like, everything I do has to be black or white. There's no gray zones. Like, it's all in or it's nothing at all. So at that moment, I knew I just had to cut it off. I just had to cut the shit off and try to like regain my whole life. Like, I remember before I even ended up at the hospital, thinking and being like, yo, this is too much. I'm spending too much money. I'm losing control of my health. I look disgusting. I feel disgusting and I ain't doing shit with my life. But I couldn't even visualize myself being off of the weeds. Whenever I would just get into those thoughts, I would just smoke up and forget about it. I had already been wanting to get off of it like for a long time. So that's why at that moment, I was like, you know what? This is it. I'm mentally ready to get over it. I just need to get it out of my system and mentally prepare myself because I know this ain't gonna be easy. So that week, I got out of the hospital and I told all of my friends, like, yo, this week is gonna be my last week smoking and then it's completely out. A lot of my friends were like, okay, buddy. Yeah, right. We'll see you tomorrow. Like, they didn't believe me, which I completely understand because, like, I was so knee deep in it that I wouldn't even believe myself, for real. So then the whole week goes by, and I remember the last day that I had said that I was going to stop. We were at one of my sister's friend's house. Shout out to and I remember telling her, like, yo, this is going to be my last day. Like, I don't even want you to feel bad if you still smoke around me. But for me, it's done. I'm completely cutting it out. It's done. I just can't do this shit. I'm spending too much money. I'm huge. I look disgusting. I feel disgusting. I ain't doing shit with my life. It's done. I just have to stop. And you know what? She was actually one of the only people that fully encouraged me. She was like, you know what? If you're able to do it and you're mentally there, then fucking do it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be sad that we won't be able to smoke anymore, but stop, you can do it. And honestly, at that moment, that was the exact motivation that I needed. So then the next day, I'm actually really excited. I'm actually really convinced and really confident that I'm gonna be able to do this shit. I went through the day, I was like, yeah, I got this. It's over. I ain't gonna smoke anymore. I hid all of my drug paraphernalia. I went through the day super confident until nighttime came. And like I said, I've always dealt with insomnia. I've ended up at the psychiatric hospital because of it. And now I can't even get a drop or like an inch of feeling tired. I was like, oh shit, this can go left really bad. But I also knew that this was, of course, gonna happen. I had abused drugs for so long that it's gonna take a little while for me to get used to it. It's gonna be a rough month, but you can do it, Millie. You could do it. And then went the whole month, 2 months, 3 months, and I still can't sleep. I still can't sleep. And it's probably even worse now because my mind is, now that I'm sober, going on 1,000. It's like going 100 kilometers per hour, thinking about everything, not being able to like shut my mind down. But at that point, I've been like 3 months sober and I could already see the benefit from it, like slowly but surely. For example, even if I wasn't sleeping right during the day, I could still feel it that I was like way more energetic. I was having much more money in my pockets, bro, in my bank account. I could see more clearly now. Cue the music. So yeah, I could see much more clearly now. Like my thoughts were more rational, clear. I was making better decisions. Everything was more clear. Like since I could already see those like benefits, I had the motivation to like continue. I was like, yo, yes, I can't sleep right now. Yes, shit feels fucked up, but you could already see the benefits, so just continue, Emilio. You got this, bro. You got this. Then I remember going to see my psychiatrist and telling him like, yo, listen, I've been completely sober for 3 months now. The only problem is that like I can't shut my mind down. I can't sleep at all, and I feel like my mind is running like even crazier than it was before. So then my psychiatrist, he came with a whole plan. He was like, all right, what you need to do is, 1, you need to start doing a lot of exercise. Hit the gym. 2, since I have anxiety and since I have a lot of mental illness problems, you have to start eating right. It's crazy how like food correlates to like your mind and you feeling better in general. So you have to start eating better. So I cut off a lot of the bad shit, started eating a lot of veggies, a lot of fruits in my diet. And that not only did it help with my anxiety, but it really did help with my mind also. And 3, I had to get control of my mind. How? Yoga, meditation, activities like drawing mandalas. Yo, it sounds so crazy for people that know what mandalas are, or even those like drawing books. It looks so simple, but to me, the mandala shit really fucking worked. So I started going to the gym, started eating better, started doing yoga, meditation, mandalas, all sorts of activities that was gonna help my mind. And damn, it really helped. It really did help. I wasn't getting the full amount of sleep, like 7 to 8 hours, which I think normal people do sleep. I was going from like 30 minutes to an hour a day to now 3 to 4 hours a day. And that still sounds fucked up to some people, but to me, I was like, damn, this feels amazing. So like you can see, I lost a lot of weight thanks to that. Now I'm eating better. I feel so much better mentally and physically, look better mentally and physically. I can see way more clearly now. I was actually considering going back to school, getting my life back in check, and just my whole confidence level has boosted. But all of this shit could have never been done on weed for me. I know a bunch of people that are able to like smoke weed on a regular and are super healthy. They go to the gym, they eat right, they don't lose control, everything's right. But to me, like I said, I'm very black and white. It's all in or it's nothing. So I had to cut the weed off to do this shit. But it wasn't only just being like, alright, this is bad, I have to cut it. You have to have a plan, bro. You have to be able to see yourself doing it, wanting to stop more than anything, and you have to have great excuses or great reasons to stop. And if you have that whole plan, then anything can be done. It's really all in your mind. You have to apply yourself. You have to be able to work on it and visualize yourself doing it. Anything that you set your mind to, you could do it if you work hard for it. Nothing good in life comes easy. All the good shit in life, you have to work hard for. And those are phrases that I always repeat myself in my mind when I'm in the gym, while I'm struggling with sleep. Every good thing in life comes with hard work. And then you get the results. And that's how I got off of it. And honestly, in general, I'm just in a much better space mentally, physically, and doing much better decisions for myself now. And it was all thanks to cutting the weed. And you know what? I still defend it. I still defend it for people that use it for insomnia, that use it to treat all sorts of pains or all sorts of diseases and shit. But I strongly believe in moderation. And if you're one of those people that have those addictive personalities like me, and you just want to get off, but you just can't see yourself yourself getting off, like I said, it has to come with a plan. It's not just deciding, okay, I'm gonna stop. Because most of the times when you just decide it like that and don't have a plan, it's gonna fail. You're gonna fall back in the shit. If you have a plan, like reasons to stop, visualize yourself stopping, and want to stop. I think the biggest part about stopping is wanting to actually stop. And if you really love yourself like that and care for yourself like that, then you will be willing to do whatever it takes for you to be in a better mental health, in a better physical health, in a better state of mind in general. So like I said, everything comes with hard work. If there's one thing that I learned in all of this shit, is that time is the most valuable thing. It's the only thing we cannot get back in life. We do only have one life to live, so just make the best out of it. Love your people, love your family. Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell anybody in your family that you love them, because you never know what the fuck may happen tomorrow. If anybody has questions, if anybody just wants to reach out, please don't be afraid. Hit me up on the comments. If you know me personally, hit me up, send me a message. I will be more than glad to just answer to your questions, help, and actually motivate you if that's what you need. Like I said, check yourself, work on your mental health, work on your physical health, and just love yourself at the end of the day. Make sure you think about yourself and you do not forget yourself. And just like that, tune into my next video. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment if you're fucking with this. And make sure you're good, beloved. And we out. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.